This absolutely amazing set is fresh out of the gate and was submitted just a few days ago. This set takes us to the top of the mountain at the end of the track with a summit station. I like how this designer combines colors to blend industrial structures with nature, and in this case, a log cabin. Wooden safety railings throughout the structure make perfect sense in an area like this, and on the side of the mountain, in addition to the evergreen trees, we see mushrooms and moss growing on the rocks. The rack railway section looks excellent with cables stretching up to the roof, which actually features solar panels, antennas, and other gadgets to keep everyone safe. A bird's eye view reveals picnic tables and concrete walkways enclosed by wooden barriers typical of a forest preserve. The back of the set previews some of the interiors, and the summit station log cabin has a nice wilderness vibe. At the bottom, there's a water stream, park bench, and an area for the staff, and the details throughout the model are impressive with something interesting everywhere you look, yet it all feels natural. Inside, there's a kitchen area, a lounge spot, and all the equipment needed to keep a lookout. They might want to try this one over at Bricklink, but if LEGO decides to make this, keeping the rack railway elements would be fantastic. Oh, and be sure to hit that like and subscribe button for more fan design videos like these, and I'll also be covering actual LEGO builds very soon, so hit that notification bell to be the first to find out. Here we have something from an artist known for creating art live on TV. This brings his painting style to life in a 3D model, and the colors look fantastic with tons of detail. Zooming in, you can see this serene, relaxing cabin scene by the mountains just as Bob Ross would have painted it. From every angle, this pops out from the background, and when you flip it around, you find it's designed to be hung on your wall, which is pretty neat. One of the coolest features is the mini scene of Bob Ross painting the very landscape that we've just admired. He's enclosed in a retro-style television, which is a nostalgic throwback that some of us will remember. I could see this one becoming an idea set for sure. I mean, LEGO might add a frame around the set itself and bring in the depth a bit to reduce the weight, but hopefully we don't lose the television tribute. It's easily one of my favorite parts. Okay, check out this coffee shop from a very popular franchise. At first glance, the A-frame design catches your eye with a combination of white walls and wood planks showcasing the brand's distinct colors. The ample window lighting adds a great feel to it, giving the coffee spot a welcoming vibe. While a bit more landscaping could have enhanced what we have here, the simple, clean look works well. The architecture is rather impressive, featuring a sidewalk along with outdoor seating areas typical of a coffee shop setting. The multi-level dining spaces are nicely done, offering various spots to enjoy a beverage outdoors, and inside, the barista area looks excellent with snack displays and all the necessary coffee-making contraptions and accessories, even down to the carton of milk and a digital cash register, very on point for today's cafes. Oh, and we get plenty of indoor seating as well. From different angles, the branding shines through, and the designer's techniques for the logo are quite clever. This location's realism is highlighted with details like stairs leading to the second story, where you'll find more comfortable seating and an outdoor entrance. It's so hard to say if this would make it through LEGO Ideas, given that this is a branded franchise. There are just so many legal things that are involved. Alright, here we have a diorama that captures a slice of life of an ancient Roman village with a style that you wouldn't usually expect, but it works. The colors are well chosen and the roof designs are unique. It's a style that I haven't really seen before. I think this river stands out with impressive design techniques that give it a lot of depth, thanks to the different colors under the translucent pieces. From a head-on perspective, we get another look at the roof on the left with its interesting architecture. It's such a neat little scene that immerses us into an ancient era, and LEGO could put an interesting spin on something like this to expand their diorama lines. But I do hope that this one wouldn't lose the details in the river. Doing this professionally for over 2 years, I've seen so many medieval taverns and inns, but this one takes the polish to a whole nother level. The roof has a standard style with a weathered dual-tone look that works very well. The exterior's varied colors add a lot of character, and the tree on the side fits perfectly. When we flip it around, the building's charm continues with vegetation wrapping around the bottom area. And a modular setup is always appreciated, especially for something this size. Zooming into this tree area, you can see the expert level detailing that makes the foliage look great without being overwhelming. The first floor features smooth tiling, adding a premium feel, and the tavern counter space and dining table area are well designed with decorations thoughtfully laid out. Moving up to the second floor, the smooth wood flooring continues. The rooms are detailed with a wall library, a medieval bathing area, and a place to read and write under under candlelight. It seems like a reasonable size, so I couldn't see LEGO taking too much away. If anything, they would probably change the colors and structure a bit. However, I can't see the smooth tile flooring staying, since LEGO will probably want to keep the piece count a bit lower, but hopefully they include some additional Easter eggs. I've also come across tons of medieval villages, and even LEGO has released some of their own, but I like the twist this designer implemented in their own vision. At first glance, the setup is full of life and tons of activity. We get multiple buildings, a market area, and even a monument in the corner. Zooming in, the level of detail is impressive, from the cobblestones to a boarded up building and even a town map on one of the posts. Every element adds character. The open back structure shows that every room is recognizable and clearly purposeful, a hallmark of great design. This setup is cool, but what's really neat is that it can break into 6 separate sections. The designer calls it the modular medieval village, allowing for multiple configurations. You can separate the monument and market area or move the buildings around any way you like. There's just so much you can do, and this flexibility is innovative, especially for the modular line. I wonder if this would do better on Bricklink given its modular functionality. While medieval submissions are quite heavy over there, LEGO could pick this up from ideas. Maybe it could even start a new modular series in a beloved well-known theme. That could be fun. Here's a scene with a style that some of you might recognize from a successful Bricklink designer. We get multiple buildings with a standout white towering structure in the middle, complete with a staircase leading up to it. The designer's storytelling skills shine through, and the mix of colors and techniques are top-notch, showcasing their talented abilities. A closer look reveals custom-made doors crafted from bricks, adding unique signature touches to each entrance. The fishing area over the stream of water is a practical and charming feature. As with their other sets, they use an open-back structure, allowing us to see the interiors of all the rooms. There's a lot happening here. We get a music area, a food storage spot, a living space in the tower with multiple activity areas, along with a dining area. The small house on the side sits in a tilted angle, which is pretty cool. It was neat to come across this designer's work here in ideas, and I'm happy for their success on Bricklink. I feel like this one would probably do much better on there, especially since the designer is crafting their own world. I feel like too much would be lost in translation here in a LEGO redesign. This diorama based on an Easter Island adventure also caught my eye. It tells the story of 2 explorers visiting the area, and despite its small size, the designer did a great job capturing the iconic stone heads. It's such a tiny model, yet it still tells a great story, and that's what I love about LEGO. It's not about the number of pieces or the size, it's about how you present it and how you tell your story. And I could see LEGO expanding on an idea like this. However, I do hope that they keep the storytelling elements along with the cracks on the sides. It just adds so much charm and character. Okay, here's a realistic diorama featuring a flamingo and a seagull. At first glance, the flamingo stands out with its vibrant colors against the blue water and nicely designed cattail plants. The feathering modeling is impressive, and the legs showcase some interesting techniques. Looking a bit closer, the water ripples around the seagull diving for fish are very well done, bringing this creation to life. I feel like something like this would make it through ideas and could be a hit with some fans, although the scene might change quite a bit, but I really hope it wouldn't. From a classic animated movie, this Iron Giant diorama is an excellent tribute to a fan favorite. It has a great sense of scale when compared to the minifigure and the car below. In comparing it to the model from the film, you can see that the designer did an excellent job recreating the character. It includes references from the movie, has articulation in the upper part of the build, making it interactive, and would make a fun display piece for fans. Should LEGO get the rights to this movie, we might see it hit store shelves. Hopefully they keep the articulation aspects, and I can definitely see them keeping elements from the film, possibly adding even more. Okay, let's step back a bit to the 80s. LEGO hosted an 80s challenge not too long ago, and this accurate depiction of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles popped up. I'm not usually a fan of brick-built scale figures, but these definitely caught my eye because of their accuracy. I was a huge Turtles fan growing up, and this designer nailed everything from the colors of the turtles to their gear and even weaponry. These are awesome and could be a cool idea set given that you get all of the main turtles here. Maybe LEGO could include some additional props like pizza and skateboards. From the same challenge, we have a couple of suburban houses celebrating the Gremlins' 40th anniversary. At first glance, the houses look excellent, giving off a holiday vibe with Christmas lights and decorations, and the snow-covered tree and car add to the festive feel. There are lots of Easter eggs and spots for the Gremlins to hide and cause trouble, adding such a wonderful sense of humor. The scaling seems to be spot on here, so expecting 2 buildings maybe isn't asking too much, unless we get a fully closed model of a single building instead. Here we have a classic classic tale from a very memorable movie. We get a book from The Princess Bride complete with elements from the story, and as you turn it around, we see more and more scenes from the movie, including the fighting scene on top of the cliff, which is a neat addition. What's cool is that you can open the book to reveal other references from the story, and this time when you flip it around, the scenes outside become connected. I think my favorite Easter egg is when you remove the book to uncover a hidden scene straight from the movie. If LEGO ends up bringing this one to shelves, I really hope they keep the storybook elements along with these Easter eggs. They're just too perfect. Another throwback to the same time period, we have a very accurate depiction of Garfield the cat. I love the studless design of Garfield himself. He looks great from both the front and back, and the inclusion of him holding a piece of pizza and a TV remote is pretty hilarious. Even though he was obsessed with lasagna, I guess pizza is close enough. We also get Garfield's teddy bear, which helps it feel more complete. It's very cool to see something like this. Speaking of which, we can't have Garfield without his buddy Odie. He was another lovable character from the series, and in this depiction, we see him animated with his tongue sticking out. I mean, these two would need to be together to feel totally complete. Maybe LEGO would include both if they decide to go in this direction. This canine set also caught my eye. This one came from a recent LEGO challenge called Pets in Play, a spin-off from the recently released LEGO Tuxedo Cat. It has amazing building techniques, and mixing in colors of the paint blends absolutely seamlessly. The art brush itself looks great, and I like the puddle of paint next to the dog. This is an excellent submission to the challenge, and I can see it winning the grand prize, so kudos to this design. From one of LEGO's fantasy challenges, this runner-up is straight out of something you'd see from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I love the colors and dimension in this scene, and it's such a small diorama, but look at the story that they're telling here. We get a battle of good versus evil in this candy world. The techniques involved are excellent overall. I could have seen this one becoming the grand prize winner of the challenge, but I'm happy to see that they were at least a runner-up. The actual grand prize winner from that challenge created this incredible pancake fantasy world diorama. It's so ingenious to see some of the pancakes draping over the edges, and I love the berries that are strewn about along with the syrup that's dripping from all of these areas. And if you look towards the bottom, you can see translucent pieces that lead us to more pools of syrup. It's a pretty cool fantasy world straight out of a fairy tale or even an animated movie. Okay, now check this out. I just had to feature this amazing creation from the Building a Legend challenge. The beauty is in seeing this thing in motion. You can turn the car left and right, avoiding the cars you're passing, and the mechanics involved are absolutely astounding. I can't even comprehend how this works or how the idea was conceived, and it's such a beautiful tribute to a legendary racer. It's impressive to say the least. Some designers like to create realistic objects, and this next one takes it to an entirely different level. When we pull up a side-by-side comparison, you can see the incredible attention to detail. Every angle is spot on, and the moving elements are what really stand out. I mean, check this out. You can pop in a USB stick, which is also made out of LEGO, along with CDs that can be inserted or ejected with a working eject button. The mechanics inside are amazing, and the turntable moves to adjust your track. The top panel can be switched out to display music tracks when you scroll a knob, and there's even a slider on the side. I can see why this hit 10,000 supporters. I mean, it's well deserved. I'm not sure how it would sell if it became a real set. It's so hard to gauge the demand for something niche like this, but it's a high achievement in the idea space for sure. I'm definitely into cameras and film gear, and I love gadgets and technology, but I've never seen anything quite like this. It's a realistic model based on something invented over 400 years ago known as the Magic Lantern. You pop your phone in and insert a picture slate to project the image onto your wall. The science and mechanics behind this are fascinating, especially when you realize that this is made out of LEGO. If LEGO decided to pick this one up, maybe they would use a battery-powered light source rather than having to use your phone, but I would hope that they would keep the spirit of this design if it fits so well with the antique vibe. I recently covered a lifeguard headquarters, but I just came across another one that was built last year. This one stands pretty tall at 3 stories and is quite a large model. The setting itself is great, with colors and wooden planks fitting well alongside all the rescue vehicles. And a small thing that I noticed is the muted palette on the bottom of the palm trees, showing that they're dried up a bit. An awesome design touch. Check out all the details on this headquarters, from the sandbanks at the bottom to the well-designed elements on the side, all the way to the solar panels on the roof. On the other side, there's signage for the headquarters itself, along with a garage area for all the vehicles. Inside, the quality remains high with a nicely decorated command center. I love the surfboard and pictures on the wall, and the storytelling elements, including a medical area, are very well put together. Moving up another level, there's a lookout post to keep the beaches safe. I think it would be cool to see this hit Bricklink in a future series, series, I think it could do rather well over there. Let's move on to a modular that's half the size. Here we have a downtown local spot packed with a handful of restaurants. The dark blue roof pairs nicely with the lighter blue siding, and underneath the wooden walls give it that authentic downtown feel. I do think that the tree in the corner rounds things off nicely for this dining spot. And inside, the restaurant is fully furnished with smooth floor tiling and everything you'd expect in a group of restaurants. And it folds out for easy access to the interior, giving a better view of the different restaurants. This is another modular that I love to see in Bricklink. This vet clinic is their most ambitious one yet, with a bright and clean feel, and the color choices are spot on with a white base perfect for a medical building. The windows wrap around the entire structure, and there's a balcony area where the vets can bring animals outdoors, which is a nice touch. The front features an elevator on the left side, and there's a mechanism to bring it to the top. Inside, there's a little kitchen area for the staff, complete with a drying rack for dishes. On a different floor, there's an animal competition area, which is pretty funny to see. This is a fantastic set overall, and I honestly hope we see it in Bricklink someday, where I think it would have a much better chance of hitting retail than ideas. Alright, I ran into this modular from a designer that's known for these in LEGO Ideas. This creation features a cafe with a twist. You can adopt a cat while having coffee or reading a book. Zooming in on the left side, there's a firefighter rescuing a cat from the top of a tree, with lovely vine work climbing up the side. And on the other side, we get a closer look at the cafe along with the perfume shop next door. Inside the cafe, the different shades of blue are bold and unique, and the storytelling elements also stand out. I've seen this designer move over to Bricklink recently, so they might find more success over there, which you can check out in this video over here, or check out this side for more amazing fan designer content. I'm always coming across something amazing and interesting. You never know what you'll run into, so I'll catch you in the next one.